All right. So I had to do a little bit of research because it dawned on me. Um, Now take this as you will, and everything else is something I should have probably checked the last time when PlayStation went down 4 months ago. As you can see, I made a video here, and then I made a second video, based on you know what happened, but there was no information. You know, we obviously got back online, back to business as usual. No clear indication, excuse me, for what happened. So I did a little research, and so I'm gonna start here with this, which I think is funny. When I entered PSN Down, all these how to fix, you ain't fixing nothing. You ain't fixing nothing. I don't care what anybody says. You ain't fixing nothing. Of course, a lot of people saying hacked, where whatever else. Um, yeah. So there's that. So what I decided to do is I wanted to check the Xbox Live status, and let's take a look. As you can see, it's up and running. Um, Nothing's going on. They're not having no issues, no problems. They're perfectly fine. Um, I know there's a lot of people out there who are Xbox fans, and this is, I mean, obviously this is a thumbs up for them, you know, because they don't really have these kinds of problems. Now they've had problems in the past, but not at the rate or at this rate as Sony is having. Now, once again, we'll go back to that 2011 situation. And, I'm not trying to be that dude, but I'm sorry. It just dawned on me because in 2011, PlayStation was on a grind, content, games, you know, all this stuff was coming out and it was looking really good for them. And then they got, obviously they got hacked. Um, I believe I'm not sure. Maybe I should have did the research on that before starting. But I believe at the same time Xbox had a bit of a situation too, which I kind of find funny because Xbox, they came into the game really late, um, trying to compete with Sony, which honestly is kind of like an up and down thing with both Xbox and PlayStation. But PlayStation has been doing their thing, and every time it seems like they're accelerating, something like this happens. Now, I'm not trying to say anything crazy, but I just find it interesting. Xbox ain't having no problems. Obviously, I checked to see if there was anything. Obviously going to just to double check, see if there's any complaints. No complaints on that end. So, once again, Xbox. I will never get an Xbox. I know there's lots of fans out there, love their Xbox and everything else. I always hated Xbox, and not because of just being a PlayStation fanboy, but the fact of the matter is that's where I started. I remember when I first got my or when I first experienced PlayStation 1 at a friend's house, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is sick. And ever since then, it's all about PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Some of my friends had Xbox. They loved Halo. I was like, you know what? Halo's all right. Get that out of here. Care about no update right now. So, I mean, bruh, once again, and if this is the kind of tactics that people have to do, because like I said, it's the same thing in 2011, and Xbox has been just really, it seems to me that they just they can't keep up. And as soon as Sony obviously goes in a direction to and when they're accelerating, this kind of crap happens. So I'm not saying that's the case, but like I said, it dawned on me when 2011 happened. Same thing. Sony was on a roll. SOCOM 4 was coming out. All these other games were coming out. Modern Warfare 2 at the time was, Activision was doing their thing back then. Call of Duty was doing it back then. And then when that situation happened, Modern Warfare 2, and I talked about this in the other video also from 4 months ago. Excuse me. Dudes were going crazy in the lobbies. They were doing, they were straight God mode. They were doing whatever they wanted to. They were using kill streaks, preferably the warship, shooting it like it was a machine gun, all that stuff, getting crazy. I mean, bro, it was absolutely just ridiculous. And there was times where you were just getting killed. I mean, as soon as you spawned in, die. Spawned in, die. I was like, dude, I'm out. And I believe shortly after that, that's when the network just totally went out. So honestly, that must have been one of the biggest hacks of all time. SOCOM 4 was highly anticipated. I think that it obviously didn't do well because of the simple fact that Sony got hacked right on its release. Right after release, I believe, or right before it released, one of the two. So it was a highly anticipated game. Now, once people actually played it, they were talking all kinds of crap, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. It had that SOCOM feel. It was just pretty much upgraded. You still had that over-the-shoulder view that a lot of people did like. So I was like shocked that people said that they didn't enjoy it. I was like, bro, really? All right, y'all ain't okay. Y'all ain't real SOCOM fans, and y'all just hating right now because you couldn't play for a month, and of course other games came out later, whatever else. But still, this is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm gonna put the blame on Sony for not obviously doing what they're supposed to do and making sure these kinds of things don't happen, because understanding that in order to play games online, you got to be able to be connected. So I'm gonna put that mostly on them, but I'm gonna give them a little bit of wiggle room because I believe it's strategically being done, period. Like I said, as you can see, I showed you Xbox ain't having no problems. Why Xbox having problems? Why is it only Sony? Like I said, I don't want to be that dude, but like I said, it dawned on me what happened in 2011. And it just seems to me when Sony gets on that grind, because Xbox has been doing all kinds of junk. If you look back with the Madden series and the EA and all that stuff, it was strictly on PlayStation. Grand Theft Auto was strictly on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So Xbox has been doing some thing, and it's like, bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As far as exclusives, PlayStation had you beat. PlayStation been beating you. And yet, this is the kind of stuff you want to compete, but this is the kind of stuff you want to do. You want to cheat like these dudes do on Call of Duty. Excuse me. Like I said, that may not be the case, but to me, when I start to look at stuff, and like I said, I've been going along with this situation for a very long time. Watching the competitiveness of Nintendo when Nintendo was competing, and Xbox was trying to compete. There are some things that they did better, but at the same time, it just ain't enough. You already have fans of certain things. Sony has been in the game, since back in the late 90s, mid 90s. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo has been around forever. But Nintendo couldn't keep up because they couldn't bring the right kind of console to go forward. And still to this day, they just can't keep up for some reason. I don't know why, especially when they are the pioneer of gaming. So I'm not saying that's the case, but I find it very interesting saying that this stuff just keeps happening and Sony just keeps getting targeted. Why just Sony? I mean, yeah, they're a big business just like anybody else. So to me, I would think that if you're gonna mess with stuff and hack stuff, why wouldn't you do it to Xbox? Just saying. So those for you are on Xbox and happy as hell living it up, hey, good for you, bro. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like it's strategic. And you'd be like, oh, you just butthurt, you mad, blah blah blah. Nah, I'm just like, that's people just cheat throughout life, man. You can't play the game without somebody cheating. You can't live your life without somebody cheating you out of what's yours, and so on and so forth. So this is just my view on the situation. You probably won't hear this nowhere else. So like I said, I just find it interesting, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys tell me what y'all think, man. I'm out.